Playtime Company didn't just pick any orphan for the Chum Chompkins experiment. They picked one who was assigned to handle sensitive children. That word keeps coming up, sensitive, and the more you sit with it, the harder it gets to ignore what it might be describing about the kid who was used to build him. After Chum hides the player inside his stomach and the prototype walks away, he signs a single word in ASL before letting you go. Just one word, then a pat on the head, then he leaves. The community caught this immediately. Chum knows sign language, not because he learned it as a toy, because the orphan who became Chum almost certainly already knew it. The implication is that the child was mute before the experiment ever started. Think about what that means for how he was selected. Playtime Company was looking for sensitive children to assign to Chum's role, a living quiet corner where overwhelmed kids could be put inside his mouth to calm down. A child who couldn't speak, who already lived in a kind of enforced quiet, who communicated through gesture and sign. He wasn't just available, he fit the design brief perfectly, and whoever made that decision knew it. The field test tape makes this worse. A girl named Megan is brought to Chum by Ms. Gracie because she's overwhelmed by noise. Megan refuses to go inside him. She says she can hear a heartbeat. Gracie tells her it's a tape, a recorded sound to mimic comfort, and then shoves her in anyway. It's not a tape. The community has been pretty unanimous on what that heartbeat is. Something human is still alive in there, still beating, 10 years after the hour of joy. What nobody in the game tells you is whether that child had anyone. Orphans at Playcare had no parents coming to look for them. No one who would notice they were gone or ask where they ended up. The Bigger Bodies initiative ran on that specific fact. A mute orphan, already invisible in the system, already used to not being heard. He was exactly the kind of kid Playtime knew they could take. What survived the transformation is harder to name. Chum carries power tools in his stomach. He fixes circuit boxes. The prototype trusts him with repairing the facility's security systems, which means somewhere inside that red fur and asymmetric eyes, there is a level of focus and capability that nobody gave him credit for when he was a child. Whatever that orphan was before Playtime got to him, he wasn't nothing. Giblet's checklist has an entry for Chum, not a sentimental one. It just says, Chum offered 32 cans of food at some point, Charity Giblet turned down. That's the whole entry. But what it describes is a character who tried to reach someone and got rejected and showed up anyway. That's not a detail about a monster. That's a detail about a kid who grew up learning not to expect much back. The game never names the orphan who became Chum. It never shows you what he looked like or tells you how old he was when it happened. All it gives you is a mute child who knew sign language, assigned to swallow other frightened children to calm them down, now quietly sabotaging the same system that built him. Playtime took a sensitive kid and turned him into a container for other people's pain. The fact that he's using that same body to hide the one person trying to stop the prototype is either the cruelest irony in the whole factory or the only ending that makes sense.